Hello, beautiful people. Let's prep for a cake together. There's fondant, craft knife, shortening, rolling pin, and of course, my pictures. So, what I would do would be to apply some shortening on my work table. The reason why I'm doing this is so that my fondant doesn't stick to my work table. So, I've applied a good enough amount and I'm just rolling out my fondant. I don't want it to be thick, so I'm going to roll it out until it is considerably or moderately thin. I don't want it to be too thin because it's just going to tear. So I'm just going to roll it out. And then when I'm satisfied, I would proceed with applying some water on it and then putting my pictures on it. Now, these are my pictures that I'll be using and they're not edible. I've made a video on how to use edible and non-edible as well. And this is what it looks like. It's glossy. I'm not too sure if you can see it, but it's glossy. And the next stage is applying some water onto the fondant to dampen it. I want to dampen it so that it sticks, and I'm very careful about my cakes. I'm very careful about my works. Of course, you cannot avoid mistakes all the time, but as much as possible, I try to work neatly so that my cakes have a very good and neat finishing at the end. So that's why I'm trying to mind the way I place my hands on the pictures. I don't want to put my fingers on it so that it doesn't get stained, it doesn't get wet. Things like that really disturb me on my cake. When I see a little smear or anything, it really disturbs me, especially when I can't do anything to fix it. So I'm going to cut it out and then take it up from there. You can see how much I'm trying to avoid placing my hand on it. That's how careful I can be with my cakes. I know I've said this before, but it really matters to me how my cakes look in the end. So I try my best to have that clean and neat finish. And I've made a video on this. You can check that video out, or I can also link it for you so that you can watch a video on how to get neat finishing for your cakes. So what I'm just doing right now is to go in with my craft knife, following through all of the edges. This particular princess has scallops at the base of her gown. So I'm just trying to follow the pattern. I'm sorry my hand is blocking the view, but I really couldn't help it. Now when I'm done with that, I will take off the excess and take off the little bits and pieces by the side as well because I want it to be neat. I'm going in with my sharp knife, my craft knife, to take in the ones in between the dress as well before I finish up with that. Sorry if my voice sounds low. It is almost midnight. So I'm doing this voiceover at almost midnight. And so that's why I sound this way. So pardon me, but I hope that you can hear me loud and clear. If you can you drop a thumbs up in the comment right at this point? Thank you so very much. So that is it. I'm done. And you can see the edges neat, fine, clean. Let's go on to the next princess. And I've sped it up a bit because you already have an idea of how this works. So try to be neat, try to be careful. If you do not have a craft knife, by all means, please, it is one of the essential tools you need as a baker. Try and get one for occasions like this. And we're done. So that's beauty, I believe. I don't even know their names anymore. So the next one is up. What's the name of this princess? Do you know? If you do, please drop in the comments at this point. So we're just going to go in and cut up everything that we need. I usually like to prep like 2, 3, 4, 5 days ahead, sometimes a week, depending on how big the cake is, depending on what the sugar craft is, and if it's a standalone or something I'm going to place on the body of the cake. If I figure out that based on my design, it needs to dry a lot more and be harder. I'll make it like a week or a week plus so it has enough time to dry and can stand on its own. But for things like this, I can make them like 2-3 days to when I need them because I don't need them to dry firm and hard. So this can be a useful guide as to how early you need to make your sugar crafted items. So I'm just going like so, and that's it. So I've made all of this ahead. I have videos on how to make rainbows, boho rainbow and the regular rainbow. I have a video on this. I'm going to link it for you. And this as well. These are just simple leaves. So I just made them in different colors. What I did was simply just pick a pinch a little bit of fondant in color, chosen color, roll it like this, thin it right here, and going with my knife, not this anyway, going with something blunt and just make that in the middle. Let me show you. I'll go in this way, and then I'll go in with the blunt part of my knife like so. Just try to shape in it, so that's it. That's it. Now for the rosettes or the roses, what I'll do is to roll out a strip of fondant in a rectangular shape. There's no hard and fast rule as to how to get this done. And I have two styles of making this type of roses or rosettes. So I just wrap this around in a simple form, and I would cut it off like so. That's how I have the roses. So that's it. For this next one that looks like a rosette, I would, oops, I would just roll it around, and so what I do is, let's take that again. So pick it up, roll it from the end, and I'll begin to make folds like, so it gives me like a flower pattern, and then I would cut off the base. And that's how I get this. See? So the clouds, I cut this with the cloud cutter, and these, I made the letters freehand. So let me try to do the A for you, so just so you have an idea. So what I'll do is to take a little bit of fondant, roll it like so, and this is big. I'm going to take it down, roll it like so, and when I'm rolling, I'm thinning both ends. So roll like so, roll. Make sure it's long enough, but I'm thinning both ends. And I want to just smoothen it a bit with this. And then I would go in and curve it. So I would curve like so. That's the A. Oh, it's cut. So that's the A. And I found the A, and that is it right here. So make them in different colors and just do them. I think that's everything for these clouds, tiny clouds you see. Let's leave A. For the clouds, what I did was to just take a pinch, roll them up, and just freehand everything. No big deal, because I want it to go. So that's it. And that's it. So I'll just place it here on my cake. And that's it. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me for more. Thank you so much for watching up till this point. If you did and you found it valuable, please type valuable in the comments. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. Until I see you in my next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.